Dante Greco.
Dante is a really smart guy.
Ladies love Dante.
Look at that head of hair. Look at that face. What's your name? In case you...
Dante Greco.
Dante was me, yours truly.
I'm gonna come.
Welcome to the Dante Greco Show. It's Thursday afternoon. I'm here solo today. My fiance is at the gym, so I'm taking over the reins. This will be like a classic Dante Greco Show episode. Just me, just you, just talking. So much going on. Bryan Kohberger, now they think, may have killed before. Shocking to anybody out there who hasn't been following the case. I don't know, but it's not a surprise to me. And what actually is shocking about this is that apparently web sleuths are the ones who alerted the who kind of rang the siren on this one. You know, and law enforcement is actually taking it seriously. I don't know that law enforcement usually takes the web sleuths so seriously when it comes to investigations like this. I know before they caught Kohberger, there were all kinds of crazy tips coming in about the Idaho slayings, and it didn't really seem like the police were giving them much credence. But in this instance, they did. So let's read about it. Internet sleuths alerted family of missing Pennsylvania woman that Idaho murder suspect Bryan Kohberger's parents lived in the same area where she vanished before they called the cops. Dana Smithers, which let me just get this out of the way right now. Smithers. Okay. Simpsons reference. Dana Smithers, 45, went missing on May 28th, 2022. So that's what? 5 months, 6 months before. This is great timing. 6 months before the murders in Idaho. Mocha, Luna, I'm dealing with very serious subject matter here, if you wouldn't mind. Mocha, quiet. Okay. Anyways, her remains were uncovered in a wooded area in Stroudsburg on April 27th this year, about 30 miles away from Kohberger's family home in Albrightsville. In a bombshell development this week, Kohberger's parents were subpoenaed to appear before a grand jury investigating the case. That's pretty damn serious. Me thinks that the authorities may have a little bit of evidence. This is just my supposition, but maybe they have a little bit of evidence tying Kohberger to this if they're going to bring the parents into a grand jury. I mean, that's pretty damn serious. It has now emerged that Smithers' sister, Stacey Ann, posted to her Facebook page, Finding Dana, on January 2nd, thanking those who had been reaching out recently regarding the possibility of the suspect in the horrific murders in Idaho having been in our area around the time of my sister Dana's disappearance. Now, look, just because he allegedly killed the 4 students at Idaho University doesn't mean he kills everybody that lives near him. Okay, we got to keep it 100 here. But it is damn suspicious. You think that the way that he was able to go in and okay, can we get this from Kohberger's lawyers? This is all alleged, all right? If he did it, let's go O.J. Simpson style. If he did it, he goes into the Idaho house. He kills 4 people. He even deals with some unexpected guests. I believe Kaylee wasn't supposed to be there. So he may have experience doing this, you know? And that's why he was able to still pull it off, because if he had killed before, and we don't even know, Dana Smithers could just be one of a few, you know? I wouldn't say many. I don't think Kohberger was a full-blown serial killer, maybe in the making, but not yet. But that may have helped him maintain a certain calm that would be required to pull off the slaying of 4 young students, especially Ethan, who was, a bigger, a man. He was a man. That's Dana Smithers. So she disappeared in Albrightsville. Dana Smithers seen leaving neighbor's house before disappearance. Spooky stuff. I keep telling people, anybody out there watching who's thinking of committing a crime, stop thinking about it. There are Ring cameras everywhere. There are cell phones. There are tracking devices in your cars. There are tracking devices in your cell phone. Everything. You're not getting away with it anymore. It's not happening. Even master criminal Bryan Kohberger got caught. All right. Let's keep reading. A source told News Nation that Kohberger's alibi proves he likely wasn't involved in Smithers' disappearance. On the day she went missing, Smithers, her youngest daughter, 7, and the daughter's father had gone to a festival in Stroudsburg. She was no longer in a relationship with the father, but they were on good terms, according to friends. They appeared to be in good spirits before returning to Smithers' home. Okay, so her cause of death is still unknown. Her cell phone, wallet, and daily medication were later found at her home. What was the medication for? Interesting. It remains unclear what connection Kohberger may have to her disappearance. But I'm just saying, like, they didn't just bring the parents in for questioning or anything. They're bringing them before a grand jury. That's pretty damn serious. His father, Michael Kohberger, is expected to testify in court on Thursday, while his mother, Marianne, has already testified. Okay, so testify on Thursday. What day is it? It's Thursday? Okay, so he's testified probably already. And she has already testified. The transcripts from the closed session can be transferred to Idaho, where their son is set to go on trial on October 2nd. So let's see. Internet sleuth. So in January of 2023, Smithers' family called the cops after internet sleuths alert them to the possibility that Kohberger had been in the area at the time she vanished. Yeah, again, it's just so weird because, like, remember the original internet sleuth debacle, the Boston bombings, when everyone on Reddit thought that they had figured out who did the bombings, and there was like some kid who had disappeared, and they thought, oh, he disappeared and he ran and joined a terror cell. Then it turned out that they found his body in a lake like a couple months later, and he probably committed suicide. But everyone in like that night, and I was on Reddit that night, I was reading all this stuff along with everybody else. So I remember everyone thought that they had cracked the case of the Boston bombing. No one was dropping the name Dzhokhar Tsarnaev that night. So it's telling. You know, they've been wrong before. And as I said, they were wrong a lot. I mean, does anyone remember those 4chan threads before they picked up Kohberger, where they were saying that, like, the rival fraternity, so there had been a fight at the frat, and then some rivals came over because, one of the victims said that a guy in a different frat had a small dick because of steroid use, and that's why he came over and killed them in the night and then disappeared. There were a lot of bunk tips that came in. So I know we're not going to find out yet what exactly made the cops so suspicious that they brought Kohberger's parents in for questioning, but it is telling in my experience, in my, based on what I've read. Speaking of that, Kohberger's own sister, now this is from a Dateline report. This is not some internet BS. This is Kohberger's sister apparently became suspicious of his behavior over the holidays when he was staying with the family after allegedly killing 4 people. He came home for the holidays. Home for the holidays after possibly committing a quadruple murder. Where is this? Okay.
Who is, however.
Let's watch the video.
Kohberger's own sister became suspicious of his involvement in the Idaho murders during his time at home.
According to our source, investigators learned the following. One of Bryan's 2 older sisters, home for the holidays, brought up an uncomfortable topic. The sister had noticed Bryan had been wearing latex gloves. She thought it odd. And at some point, the sister, quite loudly, pointed out that at the time of the murders in Moscow, Bryan had lived just a few miles away in Pullman. and that Bryan drove a white Elantra, a car that law enforcement across the nation was looking for. Add that to the gloves, and the sister said she thought the Kohberger family should consider that Bryan might have killed the 4 students in Moscow.
Now, the piece.
Jesus. I mean, talk about Detective Kohberger right there. That's pretty good. Imagine that realization. And like, I wonder if she had been thinking that already, because you hear White Elantra, or I know when I heard White Elantra, even here in California, I was like, do I know anybody who has a White Elantra? So you're like, oh, my brother drives a White Elantra and lives near there. Uh-oh. Latex gloves. What the hell? I mean, I know he was supposedly a bit of an oddball, but that had to be an unsettling realization and likely ruined the holiday experience. Thanksgiving you'll never forget. Let's keep watching what the pundits had to say.
Goes on, Emily, to say that his father felt strongly it was not the case. And then we know by December 30th is when SWAT was kicking in their door, FBI coming in and taking him under arrest and seizing things inside of their family home. But this is big information for a family that's watching him as he's moving inside of their home, is it not?
This is a lot of information. I wonder if Bryan Kohberger was worried that the law enforcement was going to go through the trash and try to find fingerprints and DNA, which is exactly what they did. And they only found familial DNA to his father. And it would be very odd indeed to have someone walking around the family home constantly wearing gloves, given all the other circumstances. I'm not surprised it raised alarm bells. I'm more surprised that the sister talked to the media about it.
Well, it sounds like they have a source who gave them that information. But Jason Jensen, wanted to ask you a similar question to that reaction to that information. We know when we saw the search warrant in this.
I mean, look, maybe that sister sees the writing on the wall. She doesn't want to wind up like Brian Laundrie's parents and have everyone turning to look at them now because of their, potential complicity and everything. If you read that letter that she wrote, I will show up. If you need to bury a body, I will show up with a shovel and a bag or something. She claims she wrote it before Laundrie went on the trip with Gabby Petito, but who knows? If you're in jail, I will bake a cake and put a file in it so you can break out. Like, I think Sister Kohberger is thinking, yeah, maybe I want to get ahead of this, because they already lost their jobs, I believe. I know I did a story about that like months ago, like Kohberger sisters had lost their jobs. Everyone's probably looking at them weirded out. You're not going to be like, hey, you want to hang? You want to get lunch? While your brother's on trial for quadruple murder. So, to answer the woman in glasses question, she just might be thinking like, look, I wonder if it's the sister who was the actress, because she probably has a little bit more media training. So she's thinking like, Bryan probably did it. We better get out there and start telling our side of the story. Hey, I thought he was weird. I thought he did it too.
That the police did recover 4 medical style latex gloves. And it seemed a bit strange that would have anything to do with the accusations in this case, because he wasn't in the area anymore. Why would he still need gloves when he's at home? But it seems like that answers a bit of the question.
Yeah, exactly. With him being a criminology, major, going for his doctorate, he's going to know about police techniques like trash pulls and things of that nature. So clearly wearing his gloves at home, he's preparing for that just in such an event. So it's not a surprise, but it should have sent alarm bells for the entire family.
I mean, look, he could also be a germ freak. There's a lot of those out there. Maybe the house isn't particularly clean. He's used to living his very clean life where he's vacuuming at 3 a.m. And, comes home. That's in Pullman, Washington, at his own place. Then he comes home and mom and dad haven't been keeping the house too clean. So he pops on the latex gloves. I mean, look, either way, he's on trial. So not trying to excuse that. Yes, Evie is she's staying, she's prioritizing her health and fitness today. We didn't have a lot of time in the schedule today, so she had to hit the gym, and I wanted to do a show, so we decided to split the difference. But she'll be back. Thank you, though. I appreciate that, Danielle. Another aspect of this Kohberger case, the co-burglar, kind of like the Hamburglar, except with Kohberger. Apparently, James Patterson is going to be attending the trial. Oh, no, that's Kim Kardashian. I'll get to that. He's going to be attending the trial to co-author a true crime book. He thinks it could be the next In Cold Blood, the Truman Capote classic of crime. Okay. Yeah, I am using an ad blocker. I don't want to allow. Look at this pathetic. Please allow ads on our site. Please, no. If they, let me just digress for 1 second. Daily Mail and New York Post in particular, your ads are so intrusive. They cover up the entire screen. And even when I try to scroll away from them, they block my view and the audience's view. So no, we will not allow ads on your site. They're not giving me a choice. Oh my God. God damn you. From my cold, dead hands, I'll allow ads. Let me find the link again. I'm sorry about this, everybody. Come on. All right, fine. Just because I'm online. Oh, son of a bitch. Is anybody else getting shaken down? This is like a racketeering thing, forcing me to take their ads. Dude. All right, fine. While I look for that, let's switch to why Kohberger may have stood silent. Because I posted a clip of this on TikTok, and some guy who's like, I was talking about how Kohberger didn't make eye contact with the family, with any of the family of the victims. And I thought, because he probably couldn't handle it, because that's, he's trying to be stone-faced and all that, but he does, looking into their eyes might have made it too real for him. And someone's like, no, stupid. Wait till you find out that the timelines don't line up and you're just making stuff up. I just want the facts, blah, 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 which it was a reported fact. So then I found all these body language experts who were talking about why he may not have done it, why he also looked down at his paper and scribbled notes. It's a way to shield himself. So of course he's not going to look at the family and give that away. You idiot. The other may have chosen to stand silent during court to avoid criticism and keep negotiations open for a plea deal, experts claim. And also I read something about maybe being able to plea insanity, which I don't know if that'll work, considering he's a criminology student. And, if they need to, I'm sure they can call he was the TA as well. I'm sure they can call in all those students who talked about how easygoing and more talkative and happier he was after the murders were committed. So shove that insanity plea. James Patterson. Just going to Google it. Kohberger. I've seen James Patterson. He writes books, mystery stuff. He did something about Epstein. I think he lived next to Epstein or something. Very successful writer. And he will pen a true crime book about the grisly murders of 4 students in Idaho, and will gather material at the upcoming trial of suspect Bryan Kohberger. So Patterson's going to be there. I was even thinking about going out there to really do some reporting. I want to rub elbows and shoulders with Brian Enton. Me and the Joy of Everything on TikTok. Give him a follow, by the way. He's one of my ex-coworkers from TMZ. We were even talking about, hey, we should fly out there. Let's get on the ground. Boots on the ground. Reporting live. Patterson said, the last time a true crime story haunted me this deeply was when I covered Jeffrey Epstein in Filthy Rich. The Idaho murders have captured imaginations all around the world, and I'm as caught up in it as anyone else. Because all of this happened in such a small town, there are definitely echoes of In Cold Blood. It's a compelling challenge, and Vicky and I are both eager to investigate. Vicky is what? His wife? I don't know. Oh, his publisher. Journalist Vicky Ward. Imagine you're in court, you're Kohberger, you turn around finally to see who's there, and this is the face you see. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like a nice old turtle. Bryan, would you mind if I got a quote, please? Bryan, could I ask you a couple questions? Have you ever read In Cold Blood? Mocha, please. Great stuff, Bryan. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this. You know, now that more time is passing, they're gonna be cashing in. Hollywood's going to cash in. The publishing world is going to cash in. I even made a nice video talking about potential castings for this. I'll bring it back right now since it's been a long time. Some people got mad at me and said, how could you make this video? I said, look, I'm a realist. Hollywood is going to cast this. This is going to be a movie or a Netflix, or in my video, Ryan Murphy's Kohberger, before you know it. So just get used to it. All right. Let me show you my video real quick, and then we'll get back to the Patterson story. James Patterson's Kohberger. We're going to cast Ryan Murphy's Kohberger. And here they are. Starring, of course, Jake Gyllenhaal as Bryan Kohberger, criminology student, accused quadruple murderer. Connie Britton as Ashley Banfield, News Nation reporter that just keeps talking about this story night after night, no matter what. Andy Cohen as Brian Entin, intrepid reporter. He planted his flag in Moscow, Idaho on day one, and he has not left since. That guy from Pawn Stars as Chief James Fry. Beleaguered Moscow PD police chief who may just turn out to be the hero in the end. DJ Qualls as the TikTok guy that everybody thought was Bryan Kohberger. And of course, Bryan Cranston as BTK Dennis Rader. Say my name. Friend, potential friend of Kohberger. Ryan Murphy presents Kohberger. We know it's coming. I am expecting an executive producer credit if any of those ideas are taken. I might go out there just to, work my way into Patterson's book. I'm sure he'll be talking about all the colorful characters out there. Why should Brian Entin get all the credit? I'm going to go out there. I'll start following Patterson, TMZ style. What'd you learn today, James? James, can you sign? Can you sign an autograph? That's what all the autographers say. Can you sign? Paris, can you sign? Kim, can you sign? Aw, thanks, Kim. Love you, Kim. So great, Kim. Sick of that world. All right. Speaking of Kim Kardashian, she is upset. Can you believe it? She's upset with Kanye West because of not only his Hitler stuff, but also the fact that he criticized Kris Jenner and kind of accused her of orchestrating the whole sex tape thing. Let's watch a little bit of video from the new season of the Kardashians. I know it is old news. It's like, huh? Haven't you been? But that's what happens. The Kardashians on Hulu, like all the stuff from a year ago that already happened, they were filming the whole time. That's why they don't make comments about anything in real time. They save it for the show. So now we all have to relive the year 2022 as we watch it with Kim and the rest. Where the hell is this? All right. Let's watch. I don't care about the Drake rumors. I don't care about the Sunday service. Ugh. Very annoying. Very annoying. All right. You know what? Forget it. So look, let me she is always mad at Kanye. I need like a producer or something. I need someone that's sitting off camera that I can just say, can you pull that up? All the other podcasts have a guy that you go, can you pull that up? Kim Kardashian shared her frustration over ex-husband Kanye West when season 3 of Hulu's The Kardashians debuted on Thursday. She was irritated when the Yeezy designer went after her mother, Kris Jenner. In 2022, Kanye accused Kris of pushing Kim to do a sex tape and pose for Playboy and guaranteed that his daughters, North and Chicago, would never do the same. I just get really heartbroken for my mom that she has to deal with so much from so many different sides, admits Kim, who says the stress of West's accusations gives her anxiety. You know, you would think after, 17 years since the sex tape came out, Kris would have figured out a way to deal with it. And, maybe not have been offended by it. And by the way, maybe would have been like, yeah, I did that. That is what I did. Even Ray J, my good friend Ray J, who was in the tape, basically came out and said that last year. He was in a war of words on Instagram with Kim and Kris, and he was like, you guys said, you did this, you put the whole thing. It's like, it's the old news. I get it. It's harder when, it's your ex-husband and father of your children. But still, can we watch it here? Daily Mail. You know what? Today, I know I used to work for TMZ, but today I'm giving it to Daily Mail because they at least had the video that I was looking for. Okay. 1 second. But yeah, it's like, dude, freaking, we know. When you talking about that noise, are you talking about the crying? I can't believe Kanye was crazy. Kanye West. Can you believe it? Successful rapper and father of my children, Kanye West, was crazy. Okay, here comes an ad. Sorry, we're going to watch an ad together. Fucking sweet, dude. Tom Cruise. Whoa.
I spent my whole morning having an anxiety attack. I felt like I just couldn't breathe all day. You know, when you just are on the verge of tears, it feels like your throat is you're about to cry.
Okay, wait a second. People are, shit. Okay. Look at Chris's face. What work? She got worked what is that work that she got done? Look closely at Kris Jenner's face. It's like, when someone, I'm sorry to say this for any burn victims out there, but when someone is in a fire and then they're, holy shit. Did she get a chemical peel gone wrong? All right. Don't make me watch another ad. Sorry. I'm sorry I pressed pause. You can't do anything these days without an ad.
I spent my whole morning
Look at that.
having an anxiety attack. I felt like
Too
I just
smooth.
couldn't breathe all day. You know, when you just are on the verge of tears.
Oh shit. I'm in the wrong my bad. I pressed the wrong video. Okay.
Your throat is you're about to cry. My tape and brings it up all over town, all over the media. Thanks for reminding people once again. All of his shenanigans, I don't even know what the to call it.
Rhetoric.
Is going to be far more damaging to the kids one day than my tape will ever be.
That's right.
For once, can everyone just get their shit together around me so I can lose it just once? I just want to lose it once. I want to have a bad day. And I can't. Like, I can't even be overwhelmed and have a bad day because no one else has their shit together.
You're under a lot of stress, Kim, and I don't even think you realize the weight of the world is on your shoulders.
I just feel bad, you know, and I don't know why I feel bad. And it's like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, you get the idea. And by the way, yeah, I saw online people are calling Kris Jenner Liza Minnelli. It's beyond Liza Minnelli. That's something else. That face is too, like, just stop. That's too much. I don't know if there's much face left to pull back. Jesus Christ. Look, Kim is getting upset about what Kanye said about the sex tape. That she masterminded it. Kris masterminded it. No. Listen, Kris didn't have her make the tape. But really, Kim's tape. Let me pull up a picture of Kim here so we know who we're talking about. Son of a bitch. I need a producer. All right. Jesse Rowe, are you out there? Are you still listening? Okay, let me gather myself. Kris didn't mastermind the tape, the sex tape, but Kim's tape was really like 9/11. Kim Kardashian's sex tape was like 9/11 to the Bush administration. It happened. They didn't necessarily plan it. Maybe they allowed it to happen, but it happened. They saw an opportunity and they took advantage of it. Kris took Kim's sex tape, turned it into the reality show and the entire Kardashian empire that we live with to this day. Bush and Cheney saw 9/11, turned it into the Patriot Act and Homeland Security and the war in Afghanistan and Iraq. And, you know, trillions of dollars funneled into the military industrial complex and the security surveillance state that we all live in to this day. Kim Kardashian sex tape, 9/11, Kris Jenner, George Bush, Cheney, one and the same. It's the same thing. And we've all been complaining about both of them for 20 years. Stop crying about it. It happened, gave you the life you have today. Just live, you know, that's it. You don't cry for me, Argentina, about Kris Jenner. She's doing fine. Believe me, if she could have had every single kid put out a sex tape in the same year, you'd probably be worth $5 billion. Oh, can everybody, when can I have a bad day? Like, go have a bad day any day of the week. Tell them to turn the cameras off and have a bad day. Who cares? Mocha, please. Stop it. It's my dog. Oh my God. Okay, you got to give me 1 second. I got to give them a treat. Sorry, everybody. Let me get you something. Let me get you a little video to watch while I give them a treat. This is just going to go on. Mocha, please. Here you go. Here you go. I don't want to have to play the I take responsibility video again. Mocha, stop it. Shh. All right, I'll be right back.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility for every unchecked moment,
For every time it was easier to ignore than to call it out for what it was.
Every not so funny joke. Every unfair stereotype.
Every blatant injustice, no matter how big or small.
Every time I remained silent.
Every time.
Okay. Let's keep it moving. It's the hallmark of this show. We keep it moving. All right. I want to redo my take on Taylor Swift from yesterday because I had the interview wrong. And I apologize and I take responsibility. So I didn't realize Matt Healy, Taylor Swift's new boyfriend, was British. I thought that Matt Healy was the guy actually making the jokes about Ice Spice. If you remember, the story is that Taylor Swift started dating this guy, Matt Healy. He's kind of like a grungy rock and roll guy, edgier than her normal man, except for John Mayer. And he was on a podcast where some racist remarks were made about rapper Ice Spice. Now, yesterday, Taylor Swift's getting heat from her fans, I guess her liberal fans. And she's comes out saying, me and Ice Spice are doing a remix together. And everyone's like, oh, really? You're doing a remix together now that everyone realized that the guy you were dating said or was party to some awful remarks about Ice Spice. So let's listen back to the audio now. Now that I know who it is, Matt Healy is the British guy. So listen for the British man. First, here's Ice Spice talking about
the Baby Bell snack heroes are
how she's a fan of Matt Healy. He's in a band called the 1975. Hipster, alternative band. Never heard one of their songs, but whatever.
I listen to alternative music. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't expect that. Yeah, shout out Coldplay, the 1975, obsessed with them.
Ice Spice, you know who that is?
Nick doesn't know who it is.
She's like
one of the Spice Girls.
Yes, that's
she's
right.
like this rapper.
She's the rapper
that
from
has
the Spice Girls.
Inuit Spice Girl. Just this chubby Chinese lady. Yeah, I'm rapping music. Do they talk like that? Do Inuits talk like that?
They don't talk with a Chinese accent.
They talk like a more Hawaiian style.
Yeah, more Hawaiian. Yeah. Welcome to Hawaii.
Yeah. Locals only. Locals only. Coconut.
Yeah, that's what Ice Spice is like.
She's a very attractive woman that released one song and basically
So you slide in your DMs, you're like, so what are you, a fucking Eskimo or something?
Yeah, that's what I was like, you fucking dumb.
Okay, so he's the British guy. The other guys were making the jokes. That's from the Adam Friedland show. It's a comedy show. And he was just kind of going along with it, laughing along. You could say, oh, he's like Billy Bush when Trump's in there saying, grab him by the pussy. He's laughing along. You're just as bad, Billy. But that, what does everyone expect? That he's going to stand up and be like, excuse me, how dare you make these jokes? I'm getting out of here. Nobody does that. You wouldn't do that. Unless you were trying to film a TikTok. You would all of a sudden be like, I'm out of here, guys. You're disgusting. But whatever. He's laughing along with it, but he didn't really make the remarks. It was the comedians who were making the remarks, calling her an Inuit and making fun of the Hawaiian accent, the Eskimo accent, and all that kind of stuff. Nevertheless, Taylor's fans are angry because she's supposed to be like the perfect princess. The everything is good, everything is wonderful, eternal teenager, Taylor Swift. And I forgot this aspect of it yesterday when I was like, I don't know. They weren't even together back in February when this interview happened. Why would she? She's not trying to save his reputation. I forgot, stupidly. She's trying to save her reputation. Yeah, because her fans are coming after her. So she's trying to do damage control and be like, no. Look, I'm helping Ice Spice now. I'm going to do a remix with her. Now, Ice Spice, as I said in yesterday's show, there are rumors that she's an industry plant, that the music industry manufactured her, but tried to make her look like kind of an organic thing, sort of like what they say about Dua Lipa and Billie Eilish, that, they start on YouTube, but really they got a team crafting their whole image and helping with the songs and pushing them and getting them out there. Okay. And so it could also be like an industry thing. Hey, Taylor, you're big. we need to promote our artist. We'll give you a little cut. We all want to keep making money off this Ice Spice thing for as long as we can ride this phenomenon. And Taylor goes along with it. She's a good businesswoman. She's a company man. So there's that aspect of it too. But I think obviously she and her PR team, which I don't know if Matt Healy is long for this world, the world of Taylor Swift, because he's already a weed smoker. I think like at one point he was on heroin and he makes out with fans, or at least he used to make out with fans in every city, which is kind of grimy. And he's just like an edgier guy. He goes on podcasts like the Adam Friedland Show. I guarantee you will not hear him on a podcast like the Adam Friedland Show while he's with Taylor Swift. Now, the funny thing is, in her personal life, I bet Taylor Swift is closer in sensibility to Matt Healy than she is to like everyone's fairy tale image of Taylor Swift. I don't think she's a drug user, but I think she's just got like, you could tell she's got a bit of a sharpness to her. Even a prickliness to her. She likes to be in control. And I think she has a dark sense of humor. But she also understands her image, and her brand is not this. So she's going to be, I think definitely the accusations that she is doing this as damage control to try to get her prissy little fans to shut the F up already. I'm with that. I'm buying that. Look at this article from HuffPost. Now, if HuffPost is coming after you, you're in trouble because we know what type of articles they write. Everything on HuffPost is like, problematic. This is problematic. Everyone's horrible. Everything is privilege and, patriarchy and structural. It's like, God, people actually tune in to read that stuff? I don't think so. Taylor Swift is dating an alleged racist, and now she's using a black woman to cover her ass. Which is true. She is using a black woman to cover her ass. I mean, that it's not a false headline, but just the way the article is written. I was already pretty much... Okay, there comes Evie coming up. Hey, babe. My fiance just walked in the door, if anyone was wondering. Okay, so... let me take that comment off. Technical difficulties, everybody. Okay. I was already pretty much done with Taylor Swift, right? Senior audience editor Cambria Roth. What do you want to bet that she has a trust fund, Cambria Roth? You got a name like Cambria Roth, and you're writing for the Huffington Post. Then she announced her new collaboration with Bronx rapper Ice Spice on a version of her song Karma. And that was the nail in the coffin. This reeks of damage control and an exploitative PR strategy. Better call the cops. Call the cops on Taylor. Call the FBI. Swift has drawn major backlash for reportedly dating Matt Healy, frontman of British pop rock group The 1975. He was someone I really knew nothing about. That is, until the couple was seen out and about, and I started learning more about how problematic he is. People like this love it. They never will admit it, but they love to find out that someone's boyfriend is problematic, especially someone like Taylor Swift, because she's kept such kind of a bulletproof veneer about her. There really wasn't much you could criticize her for, except, during the election, people would be like, she's not vocally anti-Trump enough. She's got to make a clear distinction politically. Which, by the way, can we put a pause on every public figure and every corporation having to take a stand politically? This is the only comment I'm going to make on this Target situation, because I do think in some ways it's an overreaction. June is Pride Month. It's okay to celebrate Pride Month. There are LGBTQ people out there. They deserve clothing lines too. But it's like this thing of you have to be so pro something. You have to take a stand, and it better be loud, and it better be in everyone's face, and you better let everyone know where you're standing. Like, can we just take a break till things calm down so that like companies can do, like Target's now lost $9 billion in value. Bud Light, of course, is down $15 billion in value. I bet that woman who okayed the Dylan Mulvaney thing has gone into hiding. Jesus Christ. Will she ever work in corporate again? I don't know. But like, let's just give everyone a break. Public figures, companies, like if you want to, put out a line of clothing or whatever, fine. But like, can we stop? Can we stop making everyone have to take these strong stands? Now, getting back to Taylor Swift. When I went to the Eras concert in Philadelphia a mere 11 days ago, I was already feeling gross about the two dating. The day after the concert, BuzzFeed dropped an article about Healy saying on a podcast that he masturbates to black women being brutalized. Okay. Did Taylor vet this guy? I would think she would have some pretty good, like CIA level intelligence who could vet all of her boyfriends, but maybe she just, it was love. For the love of God, what's going on out there? Fucking Christ, man. Doesn't anybody realize I podcast from home? Healy had also laughed along as the podcast hosts made racist comments about Ice Spice. So that was what I just played for you. On Wednesday, she announced the remix with Ice Spice, and I was flabbergasted. Swift is essentially using the woman who her supposed boyfriend mocked to say, see, if Ice Spice doesn't think I'm bad and still wants to work with me, then it's all okay, right? Like, this article is written for, like, from the perspective that this is the most important thing in the world. Who can, like, I applaud Taylor. She's doing this, but I don't think she's going to stop her tour. I don't think she's going to stop anything to pander to these alarmists. I applaud her for keeping the Eras tour going. Don't take one extra second to waste your time about this. All right? Waste your time on this. Excuse me. It's a testament to wealthy white womanhood. Of course, the blame for Healy's words and actions lies with Healy himself. There you go again. Yeah, why are you making a woman take the blame for what her boyfriend is saying? You're getting twisted up in knot. You don't know which side to go to. Do I blame the woman for her man's sins, which is anti-progressive, or do I blame her? It's like, pick a side. There's no like straight logic to this. But the partner you choose is a direct reflection of your values. And Swift has deluded herself into believing that a few rainbow-coated performances make her an ally of all marginalized people. I bet Taylor Swift has done more for marginalized people than Cambria Roth has ever done in her life. She's probably given more money or put on some kind of charity performance or made songs or whatever. Like, you're sitting there writing an article for the Huffington Post, which nobody reads because everyone got sick of it. I used to read it, and then it's like every article is why, the people are just terrible and you can't live in our society anymore. It's so boring. You're thinking you're making the difference and being a bigger ally than Taylor Swift? Get the F out of here. Her performances are just that, performances. They do not absolve Swift of her complicity in dating a man who props up discriminatory, borderline white supremacist values. What is this, the Nuremberg trials? Are you trying to hang Taylor Swift? Jesus Christ. Calm it down. You are unabsolved, Taylor. Taylor, we are going to hunt you down like Eichmann, and we are going to bring Taylor Swift to justice for dating Matt Healy, who made some comments or laughed along with some comments on a podcast. You will not hide in Brazil or Argentina. We will find you. We will track you down at any Eras tour stop, and we will have you tried and executed. All right. What else are we going to talk about today? How long have we gone today? 49 minutes. Oh, the tech mogul who's using his teenage son's blood to stay young. I want to actually do that one when Evie is available. I forgot because she's like in the tech world more than I am. I think we're good. I think we've done enough today. Right? Everybody happy? Don't worry, be happy. Okay, so we'll be back, I don't know, tomorrow, probably. I thank you all for joining us as usual. Thank you, Evie. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you to everybody watching now or in the future. And a lot of technical issues today. My apologies. If I could just get my outro video going, that would be swell. Here we go. Okay. As always.
Have a good life. We will see you soon.
Much love.
Thank you.
Love.
All right, Kanye.
So once again, thank you to my brother. Tell him your name again.
Dante Greco.
2 words. Made in America.
Dante, you're doing great.
That's good. I never anybody over in my life. It's from.
Listen, I want you to leave my good friend Ringo alone.
Yeah.
My pal, Hal.
Have a good day.